Recording stopped? Okay. All right, well, I'm going to call the candidates forum officially to order. And I want to thank everybody for showing up. And I want to warn everybody that we are recording this. And so everything you say will be recorded. And I think that we will be posting this on our planning board website and on our YouTube video page. So with that, I have a statement that I want to make, but first I just wanted to thank Angela, and I wanted to thank all of the election committee members for all of their hard work. They've done a great job. Couldn't have done it without you. So thank you, Angela, and Paul and everybody. So Angela, did you want to say anything to the candidates before I make my statement?
I just want to thank all of you for your willingness to either, apply to come back again, and those that are new to, for instance, Javier. So thank you, Tina and Margaret, and Corla for putting your applications back in. You've been an invaluable member of the board, and we appreciate you coming back. And welcome, Javier. I don't see Leah here yet, but just thank everybody and all those that helped with the election committee. I appreciate it. Thank you.
Yeah, and maybe it's a little unfair, but Javier, you're the one person that's particularly new. Do you want to give us like a minute background so people can have an idea as to what your background is?
Sure, would like to. I have a long history here at Point Loma. I'm proud to say I'm a Point Loma high grad, and I have 40 years of civil engineering experience in public works infrastructure, and approximately half of my experience is split between the public sector and the private sector. I served 16 years with the city of San Diego as a senior engineer, and I also spent 7 years as the assistant and director of engineering at the port. And I spent 12 years on the County Water Authority Board of Directors, serving the community. And me and my wife have raised 3 boys here, and we love it. And I'm now semi-retired, and I'm looking forward to the opportunity to work with the board and the community to make Point Loma a better place to live, work, and play. Yeah.
Well, I think that background would be a real asset to the planning board. So I'm very pleased to see that you applied. So with that, I'm going to make an announcement now. Pursuant to city guidelines that were issued last year in connection with COVID and elections, that the city sent out election guidelines that if the number of candidates that were running were equal to or less than the number of available seats, that an election did not need to be held, that instead that the board could just appoint the five candidates or less to those seats. And, I'm happy that the COVID situation has lessened, and that's good for society, but COVID is still a real threat out there. And I am concerned that, having the election since, well, let me just back up. We have 5 candidates for 5 spots. So I just be clear about that. So we have 5 candidates. They are 5 very strong candidates. 3 of them are returning members. That would be Corla, Margaret, Tina, and then we have 2. One is Leah Shapiro, who was a very strong candidate last time, so we're happy to see her come back. And then we have Javier, who's a new candidate with a very, very strong background. So we have 5 very strong candidates for 5 spots. And so in light of that, I just think that it's just not worth endangering the public. It's not worth endangering our board members to have an election when we have 5 people for 5 spots. So I'm going to be moving to cancel the election, and instead I'm going to put an action item on the board for the board meeting next week to approve the cancellation of the election and to appoint the 5 candidates to the board. So Javier, you're going to get appointed.
Oh,
and
so
Margaret, you and Corla too. And so I think
you're in for it now, Javier, like it or not, man, you're in.
Well, I'm not one that enjoys campaigning and getting out the vote, so I like this.
Yeah, the campaigning is one of the funnest things about being on the planning board. So I think that's great. the vote will be next week at the planning board, and Javier, your place will start at the April meeting. So you'll be in for the
Terrific.
April meeting, and that's when you'll officially be installed. Mark,
Great.
Amanda, you have a question?
I do have a question. I noticed that one of the candidates, Leah Shapiro, is not here. And I do know that I don't believe that she's met the requirements, because does she have to be at the meeting today to be eligible? Or does that matter with the circumstances of the appointees, not going over 5 or more candidates? Does that matter?
Well, it was my understanding that either she attend another meeting prior to this within the year, or at least this meeting. So we will have to go back to see if she has attended, but
Yeah, and I
So-
don't see her here today. And I know that today can be counted as a meeting, but my concern is, I did have her on the environmental and the traffic subcommittee, and she never attended any of those meetings. So,
Remember how she got on there? Had she been verified when she attended? Had she been? to
we
meet-
did verify her through the board. We did get approval through the main board for those recommendations, but after that, unfortunately, there was no participation on her behalf in those meetings. So that's the only issue.
I want to say I did see her at a meeting where we were discussing bike issues with Nicole and Matt. I think she attended one meeting in the very beginning. But yeah, I agree. She hasn't been to any of our committee meetings.
Well, I think that
she was
in
at
that
a-
circumstance, I guess, I think that we should have Angela reach out to her and verify whether she's
Yeah.
been to a
Can I
meeting in the
respond?
last year.
Can I
And if
comment?
she-
Brooke?
I'll finish and then I'm going to call you. Nicole. But I mean, what I would do under that circumstance, if Leah is disqualified, then what I would do is we would appoint the 4 that are qualified. And then we'd fill the vacancy pursuant to the bylaws. Yeah. Nicole, do you have a question?
Just a comment on behalf of Leah. I do know Leah. I do know she had to work till 7. If we want to stay on till 7, she'll join us. She has a pottery studio in Liberty Station. She's young. She's from the East Coast, from Maryland. Her husband just got a job up in Qualcomm. They do commute by bike. They are active in the community, and her commute is along Harbor Drive and into Liberty Station, which most people won't do on a bike. Her participation, thank you, Margaret. I do believe that she had been at a meeting. She is part of those meetings, but honestly, I don't know if she even, so Maddie, I hope you have her correct email. Like, I can't make any excuses for her or what her reasoning, but
Yeah,
she
I'd
is
be
a
more than.
worker and she is dedicated, and I know she would attend these meetings
Mhm.
if she was on. And do we wait an extra month to then go through the process to like have her compete with somebody else? Or do we actually, like, she's a working person. Do we want to wait on here till 7? Because I'll text her and she can join us.
Yeah, I think you should. I'm
Yeah,
happy
if
to wait for her. My recollection is that Leah was a very strong candidate before, so I remember a lot of that stuff. So I don't know if Angela's willing to wait around, if you could try to get her on.
And if she did a run for the election last year, she did attend a meeting prior to that election.
Right, but she
So-
has to have attended a meeting or the candidates forum within the last year.
It
Can you
like
hop-
restarts
She can
after
hop on
that.
for 2 minutes now, Nicole? Could she hop on?
Let me see. I can multitask. Give me a
And
second.
regardless, of the outcome, I'm just wanting to be compliant with the bylaws. And my concern is we have issues at times getting quorum, and then her being a board member, that would definitely make a further hindrance. I'm more than willing to continue to have her on the subcommittees if she wishes to do so. It's just, I haven't had any participation. So I'm concerned about her ability
I
to
think when
attend
you're
these.
on a board and you commit, you will join. She's basically a community member, and she's not part of the voting process, and she knows that I'm a strong voice. So she just kind of
We can wait
it
for her
falls
if
off
she's
the radar. Like I
available.
said, she's a young. Are you able to join? I can't talk and text at the same time.
Yeah.
I'm
Well,
happy to give her a call right now.
She is working, so I want to make sure I'm conscious of like her dealing with kids.
Okay.
That might be another problem because our meetings are also,
Well, so
at
she has
6.
full control of her schedule. She is a self-employed small business, and she would adjust her schedule for the Thursday at 6 p.m. to be free and not hold a child's class.
Okay.
So, or an adult's class. So she's
Right.
responsible in that sense. So I can vouch for her on Bike SC. She has never missed a meeting. She wants to be involved. It's not that she doesn't
Go to that.
is not lacking that involvement. The election honestly came up to me and like
Stop video.
yesterday,
There we go.
today, this morning. So I didn't even realize that the forum was tonight. So, you know, I apologize for that, but you know, it's hard to follow along on everything.
Yeah.
Well,
Well,
I don't really want to wait around till 7 o'clock, and I think
Yeah.
that's, I understand her situation, but I feel it's disrespectful for those that of us showed on time, and what are we gonna do for 45
I
minutes?
don't-
We can
I
have a
agree,
round table,
Carla.
but
yeah,
But I don't understand why 5, and she was a good candidate. How many votes did she get last year?
she did.
I think
she did-
over 200.
yeah.
So I'd like
I'm not
to-
disputing,
I'd like to
I'm not
support-
disputing that. I'm just stating the fact that she has not
Correct.
attended any of these meetings on the subcommittee level, and she's not here tonight, and that is part of the requirement to be an eligible candidate per the bylaws.
Yeah, so,
I'd be happy to have her sitting on the board if she qualifies, but I've been in meetings since 3 o'clock. This is my 3rd meeting since 3 o'clock, so I don't want to hang around till 7 o'clock.
That's fine.
I don't
You
know.
do whatever you want.
so Nicole, can you call her and see if you can reach her?
I texted her.
Okay. Well, all right. Why don't we give it till, how long do you,
Angela, did you say you had her number? If you want to give her a call, I'm not going to call her.
Yeah.
Okay, let me look on her application really quick.
all right, I'm gonna put the call on the meeting on moot for 6 minutes till 6:20. And then we'll reconvene at 6:20, and then Nicole and Angela can give us an update and see if we're gonna,
Fred?
or otherwise we're gonna adjourn the meeting and.
Fred, if we may, we do have community members on now. Can we, while we're waiting, ask if they've got any questions for us
Sure,
or
sure.
kind of involve them as well?
All right, but I want Angela, okay, Angela and Nicole, you go do your jobs, and if it can't, does anybody else?
Yeah, I
any
have to
questions?
hop off here for a minute. I'll see you at 6:20.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't see any other questions, so I'm just gonna take 5 minutes, and let's see if we can scare up Leah.
I'm gonna hit mute all for right now. Wave or put a hand up when you're ready to go.
This is the day that, like, the day before Jackie got
Just double checking to see if I am frozen. Can anyone hear me?
Yes, I hear you.
Oh,
Yes.
good, thank you.
They aren't coming out, but I gotta solve this crisis first. We're in lock with 6 minutes.
See, let's make sure you're on
Mute.
All right, it's 6:20 now, and I just want to check with Angela and see if you were able to get a hold of Leah.
No, I did not. I left a message as well, but I have not heard anything back.
And how about you, Nicole?
No, I have not.
Okay. All right. Well, I am actually, the more I thought about it, I think that the comment by Corla is accurate. I mean, everybody else showed up on time
Yes.
and was here, and so that's right. So I'm going to adjourn this meeting and ask Angela to follow up with Leah to find out what her status is. In addition then to the action item to approve the properly qualified candidates, I will also put an action item on the agenda that if there is an opening on the board, that we will fill that opening pursuant to the bylaws. I think it's Article 4 of the bylaws, it deals with vacancies, and we'll just have to have people that want to be appointed will apply, and then we'll have a vote of the board as to who the person is. And certainly Leah would be a person that could put her name in for that, but you know, if she's not qualified, she's not qualified. And
I did go back through the meeting minutes. I do not see her attending those meetings in the last year after the last election cycle. So I did confirm that as well.
okay.
So I just heard from her. She did say she's teaching until 7:30. So, and I understand all of your concerns. And so I have a feeling it would be nice if Fred, if you could look back, well, not tonight, but she may have been to a regular PCPB meeting, not a subcommittee meeting. So
Right. Well, that's, so what we said, you mean, we're gonna have
Yes, I got
Angela,
that. We're good.
Angela's she's the election chair. So we'll have Angela reach out to her and see if she can verify whether or not Leah attended any of the regularly scheduled planning board meetings in the last 12 months.
I will do that.
Yeah. Perfect. Well,
Thank you.
all right, and I'm going to send out a message here. I have to revise it a little now, but I'll send out you guys will get an email from me about this too in a little bit, and then Paul will be updating the website. But anyway, I'm excited about Javier, and I'm excited about the other 3 board members coming back,
Yeah.
and we'll figure out what we can do with Leah. So
All right.
Yeah.
And
And
Thank you,
welcome.
Angela.
Yeah,
Well,
thank you, Angela. And dang it, Fred, I'm still trying to get to the point where I can count the ballots. Someone's sneaking up on you, Margaret.
I know. And Paul Grimes too, a big.
We
thank
needed
you
you
to
last
Paul
year.
Grimes.
All right, thank you for.
Thank you, everyone.
Nice seeing everyone.
all right, thank you.
Everyone.
Thank you.
Bye.
Let's get to
Bye.
work.
Bye.
Bye.